Hi, friends. Thank you for joining today's session. So, friends, today we'll go through chapter 3 from the book IKIGAI. So, last 2 days we covered chapter 1 and chapter 2. So, today we'll go through chapter 3 and let's see what the author wants to convey. So, let me share the slides. Right, the book we are discussing is Ikigai, the Japanese secret to a long and happy life. The chapter 3, from logotherapy to Ikigai. So, how to live longer and better by finding your purpose. So, as we said, Ikigai means, finding your purpose. So, how we can find that and how to live longer. So, we'll see in details in this chapter. So, as we saw in the title, logotherapy. So, what is this logotherapy? So, this logotherapy is a kind of therapy that was, created by Viktor Frankl. It focused more on finding the meaning, not analyzing the past trauma. Normally, what we do if we go to counsel, right? We say our problems, what happened, and then the counselor or anyone, they try to investigate what happened in the past. Here, the Frankl main reason is to find the purpose, not going on past what happened, but right now, whatever is there, the reason, if you find your purpose, then definitely you can, survive. You'll have that willpower, you'll have some reason to survive. So, whoever comes used to ask one main question: why do you want to live? Or why you did not commit suicide? So when you ask the question, then people try to reflect. So most of them found at least one reason to survive, and that became their strength, and that became their reason or purpose to live. Right? It gives a strength to overcome, and ultimately that gives the strength to overcome their suffering. If you find some reason to live, then definitely whatever the challenges are there, will live, right? Many people, they like certain things they want to do, no matter if their parents don't agree or what their friends say or whatever they do, right? If we have exam, no matter we study whole night. So then at that time, we don't worry about the challenges. If we like to do certain things or we have to do something, then we'll do no matter it is. That's how, if you find your purpose, if you find a meaning in your life, then you will find a way to survive. So we need a reason to live. So this logotherapy used to help people to find the meaning or reason in their life, and it's ultimately motivated them to live. The search for meaning. See, many people, we say, right? They are, stressed, anxiety, they're disturbed, or they're going in depression. So most of the time, what we say, they are suffering. We normally they go to some psychiatrist. They'll be treated as a patient. So here, the Frankel says it's because they didn't find a reason or meaning in life. They are not the patient. They don't need a psychiatrist or anything. They just need to identify, what is the purpose or what they have to do. When people don't find this, they find empty. They find their life is meaningless. They do things, they are in between people, but something is missing. They don't feel that happiness or they don't feel that satisfaction from within. So discover your purpose at this stage of life. So whoever is going through, they need to discover their purpose. That is why, they are facing all these situations. Choose your attitude freely. So most of the time we limit ourselves, right? Even though things are there, we don't. But when you have the right thing, when you have the right attitude to fight for that, to search for it, then you have the choice and freedom. So purpose creates strength during the suffering. Even though you have challenges and all, the purpose will give you the strength to overcome and walk on the life as long as you are on the right path. He who has why can bear almost anyhow, right? So anyhow, you will survive. You'll go there. You can bear anything in their life when you have that meaning. So not everyone needs a psychiatrist. Not everyone is depressed. It's only, they didn't identify the reason. Once they find the reason, they'll feel better. The psychoanalysis versus logotherapy. So, so normally when you go to a psychiatrist or psychoanalysis, what is the difference between that one and this logotherapy? So here the author explains. The psychoanalysis look to the past, right? When we go to a therapist, what happened early or what, situations we went through or what led to this situation. It mostly looks in the past, but logotherapy looks in the future, what you need to do, how to find your purpose, how to survive. It mostly looks on the future. The psychoanalysis focus on pleasure and instinct, what you are suffering, why this challenge came, right? Logotherapy focus on the meaning. No matter your challenges, no matter your circumstances, if you have the meaning, you will survive. You don't look for, pleasure or comfort in your life. Logotherapy includes spiritual dimension, right? You will try to find yourself, you try to realize, you accept things. So compatible with faith and moral values. It also includes faith and moral values, right? There is a faith. When you have your meaning, you have faith that you will succeed or you will achieve that. That faith is there. So these are some of the difference between psychoanalysis and logotherapy. So fight for yourself, right? Existential frustration can be positive. So many times we don't fight for ourselves. So your author is saying, if you find your meaning, then fight for yourself. Take up the challenges. Go out of your comfort zone. Lack of purpose leads to inner emptiness. When you don't have any purpose, you don't have any motivation, you feel emptiness. So you have to fight for yourself. You have to stand for yourself. Sunday neurosis, feeling empty without work. Here author says every day from Monday to Friday or Saturday, every day we know we have work, we have school, we have to do. We wake up and we do our things, we get busy. But many people on Sunday, they feel bored, they don't have anything to do, right? So that means there is no purpose on Sunday. Hardly many of us might have, but for some, it's general resting day or they try to relax on the day. There is no motivation, there is no much purpose on that day. So they wake up late, they don't do anything, they feel lazy, right? So that is not good. So every day you need to have something. If the normal days you are just working for your income, you're working for your, survival, he's selling on Sunday, make it as a, you know, your skill day. On that day, you can do something, what you want, what you have been interesting, your skills, your activity, or your passion. Since childhood, you might have many things you couldn't do. You can do that. You can learn something new, or you can perform your arts, do something creativity, but don't just let go of the day, right? Just by relaxing or laziness. We need challenges, not comfort. We need some challenges. Healthy challenges are good for us, right? That keeps us motivated, that enables us to grow. But it should be aligned to a purpose, not the other challenges which move us from the purpose, but the healthy challenges are required. Find a reason to wake up. So every day you have to have a reason for you to wake up, to do your things or to do your activities. Better living through logotherapy, some of the key ideas. So now we know what is logotherapy. It's giving some key ideas how we can live better through the logotherapy. In this, we discover meaning, we don't invent. So whatever the current situation is, out of that, we try to create the meaning, right? If people didn't commit suicide or they have some reason to live, they have some wish to complete, that it was, we are finding meaning in that. We are not creating something new. There is nothing newness, but finding a meaning from the existing situation. Everyone has a unique reason for being. Every one of us have some of the reason, right, to survive or to live or to do something. It might not be same, but everyone has their own reason. Purpose can change over time. At different times, we have different purpose. Today, we might have to take care of our kids. Tomorrow, when they grow up, we might have something different, right? When we were earlier, we had some purpose to study. Now we have purpose to do job or to take care of the home. So every time purpose will change. So we have to be ready and align ourselves with according to that purpose. So many times we have two purpose. One is temporary and one is permanent. So these all things, our work, our job, our study, our family, these are all temporary. They keep changing. But one permanent purpose will always be there. That is our life purpose, why we came here, what to do. Apart from this regular living, what is that we do? What is how we can do for our soul growth, for ultimate purpose that we need to understand and realize. So humor reduces anxiety. If you have a good humor, right? If you enjoy life, you can reduce the stress and anxiety. Our decisions shape who we become. So you have a choice, right? You have a choice to choose what you want to become. So here he gives some case studies, some 4 case studies of how people, this logotherapy or this treatments help them. So the first case is Viktor Frankl, even the writer, right, who invented this logotherapy. He was a prisoner actually in Germany. He was a prisoner, so they used to conduct some camps and all for the prisoners. Out of them, some who had some meaning or who want to survive, they used to let them go out and find their purpose or meaning. So in that way, he survived actually. So he found some of the meanings. He wrote a lot of manuscript regarding this logotherapy and few of others, right? That got lost. But again, he got motivated to rewrite them. Even though they have been taken away from him, he didn't give up. He wanted to rewrite it and publish them. So this purpose gave him strength. Then he came out, he rewrote and then he published them. Then he ultimately found the logotherapy. And he found that he was the first patient of this logotherapy, what he invented, because his ultimate the therapy was to find a meaning, to find a survival. That's what he found, right? He wanted to rewrite his manuscript what was lost, and that gave him strength. He came out of the prison, right? He came into society, and he got a purpose to survive and live. So he found that he was the first patient of his own therapy, and later he enabled many people to come out of their suffering. So meaning helps us survive in extreme suffering. No matter what challenges we are going, if we have some meaning, then that helps us to survive. And the second case study is one of the American diplomat. He was a diplomat, he was in politics, right? He had a good life and enjoying everything, but he was not happy. He found he was stuck. He had to do many things. He was not ready because of his father or surroundings. So he went to a lot of psychiatrists, for mental illness. They treated him for a couple of years, but they didn't help him. Ultimately, he came to Victor. Then, while interacting with him, the Victor understood that you are not having any illness, you're not, depressed or anything. You just need to change your career. You need to identify what you want to do. Then ultimately, after the discussion, he found that he has some meaning. He didn't enjoy what he was working on. Then he went back, and after a few days, he found, right, what was making him happy, and he started that career. And then he called him and said, "Now I'm happy. I'm living my purpose." So that's how happiness followed purpose. Now he is happy. So many times we need to identify, for small, small things, we make a big issue, depression, this, that, we give a lot of name and we go to psychiatrist or this, that, we take a lot of pills. But this is very simple if we understand, that things are not working or we need to find some meaning. That's a small thing. If we understand, then we can overcome many challenges. And there is one more case study, the case study of a suicidal mother. So a mother and her child. So she has two child. So one died at age of 11 and she wanted to kill herself and the second child who was paralyzed. Right? She found a lot of, suffering and she's a single mom. She has to take care. So she decided to suicide, but ultimately she was saved. But when she came to the Victor, then again, she got healed. Then he asked her to realize, right? She was in deathbed. So what happened? Her life situations. He asked her questions, and ultimately she found that while she was in deathbed, she recollected that she had everything she wanted. She was able to give a perfect life for her son, and what she decided has no meaning. Now she wanted to survive, and she got the meaning to live, and she dropped the idea of suicide and everything. So she found meaning in the motherhood. Her perspective changed everything, and now she and her son were living happily. And we have the fourth case study, the grief-stricken doctor. So there was one doctor whose wife had died a couple of years ago, and he was very depressed and sad. So when he came to the author, the Victor, then he asked him the question, what if he died before his wife? Then he said that she might have suffered, because financially and everything, because he was supporting her. So in that way, she died early. It was good, right? If he died before, she would have suffered in life with lot of challenges and all. When he asked her these questions and when he answered everything, then he found that his suffering and everything there was no reason, right? Whatever happened for good. So now he has to stop, crying or suffering for her. Instead, he should live his life with a meaning or some purpose of helping others. So pain can have a purpose even when you're going through pain. From there also you can find the purpose if you just analyze what's going on, and the suffering can be transformed. Meaning changes perspective. When you find the meaning in your life, then everything will shift. Yeah, till then we suffer for something, but when we understand the reality, then the whole perspective will change. And after that, he started living his life. He found some meaning in his life. So this is how these therapies used to help, many people. And there was one more, Shoma Moitra. He was also a psychiatrist from Germany. He invented this Moita therapy. So we saw logotherapy, and this is a different kind of therapy, Moita therapy. So he also had some principles and all. So in that, the first one is accept emotions, don't fight them. So till now, logotherapy was to finding in the future, finding a reason or meaning. Here, Moita therapy, it based on accepting the situations, don't trying to resisting, or we always say control our thoughts, then ultimately our thoughts will change the emotions. Here we're not trying to control anything but just accepting whatever is happening. So accept emotions, don't fight them, focus on actions, not on feelings. Here they used to make people do some work, focus on action, so that will divert their mind. You sit idle, you'll have thinking, you'll have emotion. So he mostly focused on actions, not on feelings. Ultimately, when you do work, when you change your mind or divert, right, then again you'll have some new thoughts and your mind will shift. Feelings are like weather, just observe them, right? Whatever feelings, they fluctuate, right? So they're just like weather. So don't give much attention to them, just observe them. And action creates new emotion. When you focus on work, doing something, and ultimately that shifts your energy and you will have a new emotions. After some time, you don't, feel the same way. But if you keep on sitting and thinking or feeling, then you'll continue in the same. When you divert into some kind of action, then your energy and your mind will divert. So here you used to ask people to do journaling, gardening, or simple work or group discussion so that they can come out of that. So the basic principles of this Morita therapy, as we said, the first one, accept your feelings. Don't try to control your emotions, observe them without the judgment. And the second one, do what you should be doing. So don't stop anything right in the present moment. If we have some suffering, we just keep on sitting and thinking, right? So we should focus on work, what we should do at the time. Focus on present action. Don't overthink. Let it be when the right time comes, things will fall in place. You will get the realization, you'll get understanding. But right now, don't overthink. Focus on actions. And the third one is discover your life purpose. You should ask, what should I be doing now? Action guided by purpose. Right? At any given time, what is the right thing to do now? What is the best I can do? If you ask yourself, then ultimately you'll find some answer. That that action should be guided by your purpose. That should lead to your purpose ultimately. What is the meaning of your life? So if these are the three principles that Moita therapy used to, offer to the people who ever come. That's what they used to follow. So now we understood what is Moita therapy and the three principles, the four phases of Moita therapy. So what they used to do when someone used to come, right? For counseling or anything, some people with suffering, they used to come. The first one they used to ask them is isolation and rest. For the first 5 to 7 days, they used to keep the person in a room and just be with them. No books, no phone, nothing. They used to be with just by themselves with their thoughts and emotions. And the therapist used to come once in a while and just used to see them, but they are not allowed to talk much. They used to be in silent and just observe what's going on within their thoughts and emotions. After 1 week, they're allowed to do some light work, gardening or anything, cleaning in that surrounding or the environment. At the time also, they're not allowed to speak, just focus on action. And after that week, the next week, they can do more of the physical work. They used to go into the forest nearby, cut woods, do some work outside, more intense physical work that also with discipline and less talk. And after the 3 weeks, there'll be some change in them. They will find some reason or some meaning and following with the therapist, right? Then they're allowed to come back to their society or their regular normal life. By the time they have found some purpose or meaning in their life, what should they should do, and then they can go back and live their life following the same principles and disciplines. And once in a while, the therapist will be in touch with them. So this is what they used to do. And with that, right, Moita therapy, they used to have an icon meditation. The Shoma Moitra, who invented it, Moita therapy, so they used to have this icon meditation. There, they used to sit silently, and you should ask the three questions to yourself. The first one, what have I received from others? The second one, what have I given to others? And the third one, what problems have I caused? So when you question this, then you don't judge others and you don't blame others for anything. You take your own responsibility, right? If you have some argument with them, you want to fight, you want to say something, before that, he says, whenever you feel anger or stress, just question these three things. And after a while, you don't feel any reason to fight because you will have your answers from within. When you ask the three questions, what have I received from others? What have I given? What problems have I caused? So when you have this, the benefits is it builds gratitude. You'll be grateful that what you have received from others when you understand. It increases responsibility. You take responsibility. What problems have I caused or what wrong I have done? It reduces the blame. You don't blame others. And the fourth one, encourage self-awareness. You are aware what you are doing. So in this way, it will give the benefits also. So this is simple meditation where they sit and used to question these things and see what they get answered from within. So now we understood logotherapy, right? This Moita therapy, psychoanalysis and all. But ultimately, everything leads to Ikigai. Everything, somewhere or the other, right? Their meaning is to find the purpose. That is Ikigai. If you have your Ikigai, if you have your meaning or purpose in your life, then you can live, right? So finally, Ikigai is your essential fuel, the fuel to your life to keep, continuing. Meaning leads to longevity. When you have meaning, you are youthful, you work towards it, you'll be happy, you'll be joyful, and it leads to longevity. It's accept imperfection. Then you don't worry about, what is wrong, what is right, what are working for you or not. what you are good at, because you're already living, what you like, you're doing. So there is no imperfection. You accept. Stay committed to your path. Live your passion fully. And most of the time, we are not committed because we don't feel like, but when you love your job, you are committed to it and you live your passion fully. So finding your reason and meaning in life is very important. That's what the whole lesson says. Right? The final summary: live longer and better by finding your purpose. Purpose gives strength, meaning reduces suffering. Action is more powerful than emotion. So when you do action, you can, overcome or divert your emotion also. Acceptance creates peace. Ikigai helps us live longer and better. So thank you, friends. I hope this was helpful. Yeah, I think it's 9:30. So let's go into meditation. And then if you have any questions you want to share, we'll continue with that. With your eyes closed, fingers into fingers, hands gently placed on your lap. Observe your normal, natural in-breath and the out-breath. Don't forcefully inhale or exhale. Just observe your breath. As you observe your breath, mind becomes empty. We are going into group meditation. This time is for yourself. Let thoughts come and go. Whenever you realize you are in thoughts, bring your awareness gently on the breath. Be with your breath, dear friends. Go deeper and deeper into yourself. Allow yourself to experience the emptiness inside you and around you. Be with your breath, dear friends. Don't get distracted by your thoughts. Be as an observer. Observe what's happening inside you. Bring your awareness back to the body. Recollect your experiences. What did you see and how did you feel? Friends, at this moment, let's express gratitude. Gratitude to our parents, teachers, and mentors. Gratitude to our family members, friends, and everyone we know. Gratitude to Mother Earth, plants, and animals. Last but not least, gratitude to all the devices through which we are all connected. Let's elevate ourselves with these energies, with this feeling of love and compassion. Whenever you're ready, just place your hands on your eyes for 5 seconds and then slowly open your eyes. Thank you, friends. Hope you all had a good meditation. Yeah, please do share your experience or anything. And I hope this session was also helpful today. The chapter 3, we got a lot of insights why it is so important to have some meaning or purpose in life, how the different case studies, right, we went through. So please do read the chapters or you can watch the recording. So next 2 days, tomorrow and day after, we'll have only meditation, Friday and Saturday. And again from Sunday, we'll resume the wisdom and meditation sessions. So thank you, friends. If anyone has any questions or want to share, you can unmute yourself. Others who want can drop. Yes. If there are no questions, we'll end this session here, friends. And we'll see you all tomorrow at the same time. So tomorrow we'll have only 30 minutes of meditation. So please join accordingly. So have a good day and good night, everyone. Bye. Take care.